never know. You never know. Hey folks, this is David Olney, and the name of the show is You Never Know, and I'm just back off the road. Played last night in Bloomington, Indiana at Players Pub. Finished the gig, I think it was around 9, and packed it up and drove from Bloomington, drove all night in the rain to get back here. And boy, are my legs tired. What else? We played at Douglas Corner. This is how my last week went. Douglas Corner Thursday night with Abby Gardner, Anana Kay, and Irakli Gabriel. And that was really, really fun. That was really nice music. Abby Gardner was great playing the dobro, but you know, Irakli and Anana, you may not know these people, but you should find out about them. Irakli, like Iraq, Lee, L-I, Gabriel, and Anana, like banana without the B, K, K-A-Y-E. And they got stuff up on YouTube, and they're really interesting musicians, songwriters, and really cool people. And yeah, here's a way to remember them. Broccoli and banana. Maybe not. Maybe that won't work. Okay, so then we went to the Moccasin Creek Festival in Effingham, Illinois. And that, you know, that is such a cool festival, and it's relatively new. You know, there's a kind of time that happens to all, like Newport Folk Festival, Kerrville, the 38th thing down in Florida, whatever festival it is. When they're small, if you can get in on them right then you really kind of see the pure festival camping out thing before it gets big. So that was fun. Then we played at Lettersong Studio in Louisville, Kentucky, and that was great. It's a little art gallery type place. Louisville's an interesting town, and the guys who played before us were the Usual Suspects, was their name, and they were great, and the whole thing was cool. And then, like I say, last night we played in Bloomington, Indiana, and okay, so got the video out there, Situation, so go check that out. And it's on YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, and at davidolney.com. Coming up, we're playing a private event in Nashville this weekend, and then off the road till mid-August. And coming up later this summer, a new music, yeah, in August at some point, new recording. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you what, I won't say the whole thing, but coming across your consciousness. Okay, that's all you get for the new stuff. What else? Oh yeah, Rod Picott had a nice conversation. He's traveling with Brock Zeman, Blair Hogan, the Mad Canadians. And they were at the Moccasin Creek Festival, and I got into this great conversation with him. He's just a really good guy. I've heard his music. If you follow this stuff, then you know, you probably run across his name. You probably know his music. But he's written this book. It's like short stories, and like they're really good. I mean, I've only read 2 of them. But you know, I read this stuff and I think, when's he going to show that he doesn't really, you know, do this? And no, they're real. The 2 stories I read are like seamlessly good and powerful. So there, see, Rod Picott. Write it down, get it tattooed on your, you know, hand or something. Okay, so next, haikus from the road. Okay. I would not be king, but I would like to be friends with the one who is. That's one. Oh, this is eating breakfast at the Waffle House. Breakfast, Waffle House, Cooks cook, the waitresses serve, intricate ballet. And that's good enough for that. But if you eat at I like Waffle House. I mean, they're incredibly unhealthy. They list what the calories are on the stuff they serve, and you look at it and go, whoa! But it's such a unique experience. It's a little world in there, and those folks rock out. And if you happen to be there when it's busy and you see the cooks, who called it, and the waitresses, and it's just back and forth, and can I help you, honey? And it's just so complicated and smooth at the same time. So there you go. All right, here's a song. This is an older one of mine from I recorded it on Live in Holland. Well, that's a while back. And Through a Glass Darkly. And okay, the show's going to run on a little bit. It's called A Little Bit of Poison, and it came around because my dad would say every now and then, he had this weird thing that he would do. He would say stuff that just apparently it would be totally inappropriate to the situation, and why would you say that? So in the midst of something, I can't even anything, driving a car, eating dinner, in any conversation you might have about baseball or pigeons, he would just go, Mithridates, he died old. And you, what? And it was just this weird thing he would do. And I didn't know if he made these things up or where he got them. But Mithridates, he died old, comes from an A.E. Housman poem. It's like a number. But the first line of the poem is, Terence, this is stupid stuff. And basically, it's A.E. Housman calling himself Terence, and a friend of his, he's got like someone saying to him, why do you write these, dour, grim, poems about death? Why do you do that? And it's kind of a defense of why he tries to show the world, in that kind of way. And at the end of the poem, there's kind of a verse that starts, there was a king reigned in the east, and there when kings will sit to feast, they have their fill before they think of poisoned food and poisoned drink. And it's the story of ancient Persia, where they would just, the way they changed governments was to poison the king, or stab him, or kill him, or whatever. There's this guy, gets born, Mithridates, and his parents, realizing that he's got a good chance to be king, which means he's got a good chance to be poisoned, because they loved their little baby Mithridates so much, they thought, we must protect him. So how are they going to do this, protect him from poison? Well, they sample all that came to birth from the many poisoned earth. They get all the poisons and venoms that there are, and they feed it in small doses to little baby Mithridates. Not enough to kill him, just enough to really warp his childhood. And he builds up an immunity to all these poisons. And then later on, when he does get to be king, he invites all his enemies to this big dinner. And they go, we'll put strychnine in his drink, and we'll put arsenic in his meat. And they, and he just sits down to dinner, and he's got immunity to all this stuff, and he's going, I believe I'll have another, and just puts all this food down, and all the enemies are going, oh shit, and he scares the hell out of everybody. So that's what A.E. Housman is saying, is you got to take a little bit of poison to deal with the poison that's in the world. Okay, here we go. Need a little bit of poison. You need time is the hardest, cut you like a knife. If it doesn't kill you, you get on with your life. Wind and rain, stormy weather, love and pain run together. You need a little bit of poison, you need a little bit of poison, little bit of poison to keep you strong. Second time, sweet and kind, look out or you'll fall. Think you leave a love behind, it ain't that way at all. She's on your mind, night and day, but she's a million miles away. You need a little bit of poison, you need a little bit of poison, little bit of poison to keep you strong. Don't even try. First a little, then a little more. Make me forget where I've been before. I need a little bit of poison, I need a little bit of poison, little bit of poison to keep me strong. I need a little bit of poison, I need a little bit of poison, little bit of poison to keep me strong. All right, a little bit of poison. I wanted to mention also there was a really cool version of this done by Denise Frankie some years back, and on a record she did. I can't remember the name of the CD, but it was produced by Eric Taylor, and they did that song, and well, it was really cool. So that's it for me. I'm sorry this took so long. I hope you it hasn't ruined your day, or as Lord Buckley, the comedian, would say, I hope I didn't bring you down. All right, I'll see you next week.
You never know. You never know.